Hi, this is Rebecca with Off-White Living, and today we're making curry vegetable soup. I love making this soup, and actually any soup, because it's a perfect opportunity to do a little improv. For instance, the soup recipe that I was inspired by called for celery and onion and a couple other vegetables that I just didn't have, so no problem, I just improvised. I used my base vegetables as a multicolored pepper, and I'll show you the bag. This is actually just a giant Costco bag of mini peppers. I cut up about 15 of them. And then I didn't have crushed tomatoes, so what I did is I actually just put in these whole tomatoes, and as the soup gets warmer and as it bubbles up, these are going to start to soften and open up and become like crushed tomatoes. So super easy. It also didn't take very much time, very little chopping involved. I sauteed the I sauteed the peppers with a little bit of garlic, and then I added 2 teaspoons of cumin and 2 teaspoons of curry, and then one of 3 secret ingredients here, the secret weapons. One of them is I added a teaspoon of this Saigon cinnamon, as you can see here, just a little ground cinnamon, but it kind of brings out the warm flavors of the vegetables I'm going to add. And then as the soup cooks a little bit more, I'm going to add in this can of light coconut milk. You can get this at any grocery store, usually in the ethnic foods aisle, and Trader Joe's also makes their own version. The recipe that I was originally going off of also called for chicken broth, which I didn't have, so I added 8 cups of water and 2 heaping tablespoons of a organic bouillon, a vegetable-based bouillon. So this will be really a veggie soup, even though the original recipe had more of a chicken inspiration. And then I want to show you the third secret weapon ingredient that I'm going to add actually in just a moment, is a can of garbanzo beans. And I just wanted to add this only for the protein's sake, because I like to make meals that have a fair amount of protein in them in addition to a lot of vegetables, so that I feel fuller, and I can also just count on them to be a source of protein for the day, so I don't have to worry about finding a meat to go with it. I might have this maybe over some wild rice or some quinoa, so that I have that complete protein from the beans and the grain. And then what I'm going to add in about 10 minutes, which you won't see here, is I'm just going to add 4 chopped carrots, coarsely chopped, and 3 chopped potatoes. I'm going to let them cook until the carrots and the potatoes are soft, and then about 10 minutes before it's all done, I'm going to add that cup of coconut milk, and that is it. That is a simple curry vegetable soup. So just to recap, I added about 15 mini chopped peppers, 2 cloves of garlic, about a tablespoon of olive oil, sauteed that. I added 2 teaspoons of cumin and curry powder, sauteed that with those veggies, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of sea salt, mix that up, let it saute for another moment. Then I added 8 cups of water, 2 teaspoons of vegetable bouillon, or you could use veggie broth or whatever you want. Then I added about half a cup of cherry tomatoes, but you could also use about a half a can of crushed tomatoes. Then I added 1 can of garbanzo beans. Put those in a few minutes. I'm going to add 1 can of coconut milk, 3 potatoes, and 4 carrots. And that is it, my friends. So happy, healthy eating. This is Rebecca with Off-White Living. Till next